Saints Row was a fun game to play as a teenager because it was goofy, offensive and downright dumb. But like with all things, the franchise has grown up, and the freshly rebooted Saints Row 2022 takes on a more tasteful style. Despite its surprise reveal at Gamescom 2021, we know quite a bit about the new Saints Row, especially concerning its release date, story, gameplay and more. This franchise needed an appropriate reboot, especially for new fans of the game to jump in without being overwhelmed by chaotic superpowers and tyrannical aliens. Here's everything we know about Saints Row 2022 so far. Saints Row is set in the fictional city of Santo Ileso, based in the American Southwest. Santo Ileso is currently under control of three criminal gangs: Los Panteros, a gritty vehicle and fitness-oriented gang; the Idols, an anarchist gang focused on clubs and nightlife; and Marshall Defense Industries, an international private military corporation based in Santo Ileso that is known for advanced high-tech weaponry. The player character, the Boss, a former member of Marshall Defense Industries, assembles a new gang from dissatisfied members of these gangs and to seize power from them. These new members include Nina, a mechanic formerly with Los Panteros and serves as the gang's driver; Kevin, a DJ that was part of the Idols and handles the execution of their heists; and Eli, a business entrepreneur with an MBA that now plans the Boss's gang's activities. The city is broken down into 9 districts, which include Rancho Providencia, a rundown rural town; El Dorado, a gambling casino haven comparable to Las Vegas; and Monte Vista, a suburban area. As in past Saints Row games, the player will work to take over these districts, granting them certain benefits. New to this game, the player will be able to use empty lots in secured districts to launch illegitimate businesses with legitimate fronts to help finance and benefit the gang. The new city will include more vertical areas with tools that the player will be able to use to take advantage of that. The driving gameplay has been improved to encourage the use of vehicles as weapons themselves alongside guns. The game will include a detailed character creator for the player character, including selection of gender. There will be drop-in cooperative multiplayer with a second player, with each player having their own boss character and progressing in their own missions while helping the hosting player. With a well-deserved reboot, Saints Row is taking a step back from the aliens and giant dildos to capture a fresh new beginning for the Saints Row gang. This story takes place in the fictional city of Santo Ileso, based in the American Southwest, and focuses on the player character known as the Boss. At the beginning of the game, Santo Ileso is occupied by 3 gangs: Los Panteros, heavy melee fighters that prioritize physical prowess; the Idols, imagine Deadmau5 but with guns and more numbers; and Marshall Defense Industries, a private military company that provides security for the city, your classic Ultor. Meanwhile, the group that forms Saints Row is made up of disgruntled members from each gang. From Los Panteros, there's Nina, who is not only a mechanic, but a getaway driver; Kevin, a shirtless man from the Idols who specializes in the execution of heists. Then there's Eli, a business entrepreneur that left Marshall. As nice as Saints Row 2022 looks compared to its predecessors, it doesn't seem too graphically demanding. That's good because that means you can probably run it on a weaker system. Saints Row has never been about next-general graphics, anyway. To give us a clue as to what you'll need to run Saints Row, let's look at Agents of Mayhem, the most recent Saints Row spin-off. This title required a minimum of Intel Core i3-3240 CPU, 8GB of RAM, and a GeForce GTX 750Ti GPU. Meanwhile, the recommended specs included an Intel Core i5 4670K CPU, 12GB of RAM, and a GTX 1060 GPU. Considering that Agents of Mayhem was a 2017 title, the next recommended specs might be an RTX 2060 Super. That isn't too bad considering that the best cheap gaming laptops are boasting RTX 3060 GPUs. THQ Nordic announced in August 2019 that Volition was developing a full entry in the Saints Row series. Subsidiary Koch Media, owner of Saints Row, said they were giving the developer time and space to make the game they saw fit. The series had a rocky history in the years prior to the reboot's development. The prior full game in the series was Saints Row IV 2013, and the standalone expansion Saints Row: Get Out of Hell 2015. A series spin-off, Agents of Mayhem 2017, sold poorly and led to layoffs at Volition. Saints Row was officially announced as a reboot of the franchise at the August 2021 Gamescom, which was met with divided opinion on social media for not retaining the feel of prior series entries. The reboot is intended to pull away from the wacky tone of Saints Row IV and later games in the series, instead bringing back the balance between comedy and seriousness that Saints Row the Third had. Volition's Jeremy Bernstein compared Saints Row 4 to Moonraker of the James Bond film series, having gone so far outside the realm of reality that they need to reel it back in. Studio development director Jim Boone added that the current social climate had outgrown the tone of prior Saints Row games. Some of the more lewd elements like the giant purple dildo that could be used as a weapon were cut for this reason. The game's developer, Volition, looked to action films as reference points for what they wanted players to experience, including the feel-good vehicular movement of Baby Driver, the brutal, stylized combat of John Wick, and the extravagance of Hobbs and Shaw, that Saints Row sort of flavor. Saints Row was originally set to release on February 25, 2022, for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Windows platforms. However, it was delayed until August 23, 2022. The PC release is exclusive to the Epic Games Store digital marketplace. A post-release expansion pass will include at least 3 pieces of downloadable content. A pre-order bonus and digital-only special editions include additional cosmetic content.